Hello everyone and welcome to The Archive. In this episode, The Archive will discuss the topic of Project Bluebeam. Over the past decade, a great many of our viewers have expressed curiosity about this topic. And since there has been a resurgence of interest in it over the past couple of years on social media platforms, The Archive decided to finally address this alleged plan for a fake alien invasion. The YouTube version of this presentation will be more of a bare-bones approach in an effort to abide community and partnership guidelines. However, a much longer version is also available, so please stick around until the end in order to find out how to access it. Project Bluebeam was initially introduced in the early 1990s by Serge Monast, a journalist who transitioned into the realm of conspiracy theories. His fascination with the works of fellow conspiracy theorists led him to explore the activities of secret societies, ultimately sparking his interest in theories surrounding a possible New World Order, which became the basis for Project Bluebeam. Project Bluebeam is a conspiracy theory positing that NASA and the United Nations are collaborating to establish a New World Order through the promotion of a New Age religion led by the Antichrist. This theory asserts that advanced technology will be employed to deceive individuals into accepting this new belief system. Should they achieve their alleged objectives, it is claimed that all conventional religions will be eradicated, and national identities will be dissolved in favor of a singular global religion and a unified world government. Serge Monast, prior to gaining recognition for his Project Bluebeam theory, was a Canadian author and journalist active during the 1970s and 1980s. Limited information is available regarding his early life. However, it is evident that by the early 1990s, Monast had developed a profound interest in conspiracy theories. He commenced his writings on the New World Order, a concept prevalent in various conspiracy theories that assert the existence of an organization, such as the United Nations or the Illuminati, endeavoring to establish a global government and to condition individuals to accept a totalitarian regime. In 1994, Monast first introduced the concept of Project Bluebeam through his publication titled NASA's Project Bluebeam. He further elaborated on this theory the following year in Les Protocoles de Toronto, which drew significant influence from the Protocols of the Elders of Zion, a fabricated document that purportedly outlined a Jewish conspiracy for global domination. Some theorists have observed that Monast's theory bears resemblance to the narrative of an unreleased Star Trek film treatment titled The God Thing, authored by Gene Roddenberry in 1975. In this narrative, a formidable alien being masquerades as God with the intention of dominating Earth. The crew of the Enterprise is tasked with revealing its deceit and thwarting its plans. Additionally, comparisons have been drawn between Project Bluebeam and an episode of Star Trek The Next Generation, entitled Devil's Due, which aired in 1991. In this episode, a swindler impersonates an ancient devil figure and attempts to subjugate a planet using holograms and deception. The Enterprise crew must uncover her trickery and liberate the planet. Nevertheless, there is no substantiated evidence to suggest that Monast was influenced by Star Trek, nor that Star Trek drew inspiration from Monast. The initial phase of Project Bluebeam entails the manipulation of historical narratives through the orchestration of artificial earthquakes globally. These engineered seismic events are intended to facilitate the emergence of counterfeit artifacts that would undermine the credibility of established religions, particularly Christianity and Islam. Monast posited that NASA and the United Nations would systematically erode these long-standing faiths by instilling historical skepticism, thereby promoting their New Age belief system. The second step entails the use of three-dimensional holographic laser projections that would be transmitted globally to create an extensive space show, showcasing a range of religious figures in the sky, such as Jesus, Muhammad, and Buddha. The climax of this spectacle would feature the convergence of these diverse holograms into a singular representation, the Antichrist. However, the question arises as to how this cosmic display would persuade every individual on Earth to align with the purported plans of NASA and the United Nations. Monast provided the following clarification. Such rays from satellites are derived from the memories of computers that have accumulated vast amounts of data about every human being on the planet, including their languages. These rays will then intertwine with their inherent thought processes to create what we refer to as diffuse artificial thought. The third phase is referred to as telepathic electronic two-way communication. Monast asserted that NASA would employ low-frequency radio waves and satellite signals to establish a form of telepathic communication with individuals, who would be led to believe that a divine entity is addressing them. Monast contended that this method of communication would enable NASA to shape individuals' thoughts and condition them for the subsequent stage. The concluding phase of Project Bluebeam comprises several distinct stages. The initial stage aims to persuade the global population that an extraterrestrial invasion is on the horizon. The subsequent stage seeks to assure Christians that the rapture is imminent. The third stage entails NASA employing cutting-edge technology to enable supernatural forces to traverse television cables, telephone lines, and optical fibers, thereby triggering microchips embedded in all consumer electronics and appliances. In the anticipated turmoil that was likely to arise, Monast was convinced that NASA and the United Nations would gradually reveal their envisioned New World Order. This would involve the gradual elimination of cash in favor of a form of cryptocurrency and the eradication of the notion of individual autonomy, with humanity poised to embrace these changes for the sake of survival. Those who consented would be compelled to accept a new totalitarian global government and a New Age belief system that centered around the cult of man. Those who opposed this transformation would confront a range of severe penalties, including forced labor and even execution. The NASA Bluebeam project represents the central strategy for the New World Order's complete domination over the global population, Monast asserted to his audience. I recommend that you examine this information thoroughly before categorizing it as mere irrational fanaticism. In 1996, Serge Monast passed away from a heart attack at the age of 51 in his residence, reportedly following 2 arrests. However, his theories did not perish alongside him. In reality, Monast's demise opened the door for other conspiracy theorists to delve deeper into the speculations surrounding Project Bluebeam. Some even posited that he had been murdered by influential individuals to conceal the information he had revealed. In recent times, the theory has resurfaced on social media platforms as the U.S. government has become increasingly transparent regarding UFOs and the interception of unidentified objects in the sky. This development has prompted some individuals to reference Monast's assertions that flying saucers and other unidentified aerial phenomena are simply experimental flights conducted by NASA in preparation for their anticipated space show. Of course, this topic goes much deeper, but YouTube is not the ideal place to present the more in-depth analysis due to various guideline reasons. However, a much longer version of this presentation is available for free on our Patreon site. Any of our viewers may sign up for the free membership option on our Patreon page and gain access to this particular video. A direct link is provided in the description below. In the extended version, the archive presents several proponents of this theory, including Dr. Stephen Greer's analysis. And finally, the archive will give you its own take on the matter,